A very good morning to everyone. And let me ask you something. And of course, I want you to be honest, even if just with your own self. You know that one person in your life who isn't necessarily the smartest in the room, didn't top their class, maybe didn't even have the best resources, but somehow they just keep winning. you know they get the promotion, they finish what they start, their business grows, their home runs like clockwork. You look at them and think, what is it? What do they have that I don't? And definitely, let me tell you, it's not luck, it's not talent, and it's definitely not their zodiac sign. So today I want to talk to you about the one thing that separates people who dream from people who do. The one quality that will matter more than your degree, your network, or even your talent. Because talent may open the door, but work ethic keeps you in the room. So today, we are talking about building an unstoppable work ethic. Yes. And now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh no, this is going to be a lecture about waking up at 5 a.m., relax. I promise no one's asked you to become a monk. So, work ethic isn't about working yourself to exhaustion. It's three things working together. Yes, three: consistency, showing up even when you don't feel like it, discipline, doing what needs to be done before what you want to do, and ownership, taking responsibility, not making excuses. Yes, simple. Yes, easy? Absolutely not. Which is exactly why so few people actually do it. Let me tell you about Priya. She works in a Bengaluru IT firm. Every morning she's up by 6, drops her kid to school, catches the metro, sits through 3 back-to-back meetings, and still finds 20 minutes during lunch to prep for the next day's presentation. Her colleague, with the same role, same salary, spends the same lunch break complaining about how unappreciated she is. And to anyone who listens, 6 months later, Priya got promoted, and a colleague, she got a new set of complaints. The difference? Priya didn't wait for perfect conditions. She prepared in the chaos. She showed up fully, even when no one was watching. That is work ethic. Now let's talk about someone we often overlook, the homemaker. Yes, let me share about Sunita. No office, no salary slip, no performance review. But every morning by 7, tiffin is packed, school bags are checked, medicines are kept out, and the house is running like a well oiled machine. Nobody gave her a trophy. Nobody sent her a well done email. But quietly, consistently, day after day, she showed up. She took ownership. She built a life worth living inside those four walls. Now, that is not just housework, that is work ethic in its purest, most underrated form. And now, for the gentleman in the room, don't worry, I haven't forgotten you. Let me tell you about Ravi. Brilliant guy. Could talk about cricket statistics, market trends, geopolitics, all in one breath. Full of ideas at every family gathering. Bhai, I've been thinking about starting something for the last 6 years. The problem with Ravi isn't potential. The problem is that potential without consistency is just potential. It doesn't pay the bills, it doesn't build the business, it doesn't finish the course. So, work ethic is what turns I've been thinking about it into I actually did it. So, it's something I love. You know, how a tiny habit done daily compounds into something remarkable. And this is really profound. And, I really love this. If you improve by just 1% every single day for a year, you will be 37 times better than where you started. Not 37%, 37 times. So I want you to give a thought about your past year. And if you want, you can really use a chat box also. That if I ask you, what do you feel? Of course, we are not measuring it, but at least your feeling, how much you improved, how many times in the past 1 year. Think about it. If it is less than 37 times, that means you were not doing something transformational, something progressive, something related to growth every single day of the year. Because just 1%, now that is a very tiny change, baby step that can bring about that huge change. It can be like answering one email more promptly, preparing 5 minutes before the meeting instead of during, or following up when you said you would. These are small things, but small things done consistently. They build your reputation before you even say a word. So, success doesn't always go to the most talented, it goes to the most reliable. So, all right, now here's where it gets personal. And I want you to actually do this, not just nod along with me. Think of one area in your life, just one, where you could show up 10% stronger, not 100%, not even 50%, just 10%. So, not a total transformation, right? It's only 10%. Maybe it's punctuality. So, stop joining meetings 7 minutes late with sorry was on another call. Maybe it's preparation. Read the agenda before the meeting, not during it. Maybe it's follow up. Do what you said you would do, and when you said you would do it. Maybe it's presence. Put the phone down at dinner, actually be there. Or maybe it's showing up. Showing up not after 6:30, but before 6:30 in the morning session daily. Write it down right now because an insight you don't act on is just entertainment. So I want to leave you with this. In a world that is obsessed with shortcuts, hacks, overnight success, the most radical thing you can do is this: show up every day with intention. Not because someone is watching, not because you will be rewarded immediately, but because the person you become through that discipline, that version of you, is worth becoming. Because the world doesn't remember who almost did it, it remembers who kept going. So you don't need to be an extraordinary to start. You just need to start and then refuse to stop. So before you sleep tonight, identify your 110% area. Write it. Because when you write it, that actually shows your commitment not only to yourself but to the universe too. That is why we always say write your goals. Commit to it for the next 7 days. Tell someone about it so you are accountable. And yes, you can definitely share in our group also. We can be each other's accountability partners, and that's why we have created that Sunday as an accountability day. Because today, right here, right now, is where your unstoppable work ethic begins. So, with that thought, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you.